And hello, welcome everyone in. Welcome to episode 14 of Spilling the Tea. And for our very special guest, Swolecat. Hello, uh, if,
Hello.
if you wouldn't mind giving yourself a little introduction, please.
Sure. For those of you who don't know, I'm Swole Cat, big buff cat man. Actually, am uh today. I usually play retro games. I also do a lot of stream tech. So yeah, that's me.
What type of tea? Oh, I am currently drinking some Japanese green tea.
Oh, nice.
So, uh, actually, in a neat cup that one of my viewers gifted me, actually. So, JK was talking about Arizona tea last night.
Yeah, I drink a lot of sencha too.
Uh, Yeah, I was learning a thing about like on Arizona tea and like the manufacturer there's only like one like plant, if I remember right, and it's in New
Hmm.
Jersey. They went with like the name Arizona just because like it sounded kind of like healthier or whatever, and like I think the founder's like wife, one of the founders like wife had a like did design stuff. They came up with like a neat like kind of pattern stuff. They were like, okay, yeah, we're going to go with it. So, uh, what? Anyway, uh, but that's
I'm
another rabbit hole. Uh-oh,
having a
you you
having a moment.
you floated away.
Yeah, it does that sometime. I'm back. This is the joys of doing full body tracking
Oh,
for everything like a crazy person.
tie a rope to your foot and attach it to a brick or something.
The the feet have been a constant bane in my existence, but finally we don't have it. So because they used to just shoot up randomly like all the time,
Oh,
and the reason for that is that Steam stuff uses IR light,
mm-hmm,
and turns out that glass like on
mm-hmm.
the side of a computer case will reflect IR light, and I put my computer under my desk right next to my feet, so
Oh,
it was going crazy and I didn't know why. And
oh,
now I know why, but it took me several years to find out.
oh, oh goodness. Well, now you know. That's the knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, it's been like a 3-year journey to try to get something stable, and it's like because I got misled by a YouTube video that I thought was cool, and then everyone was like, "No, you shouldn't do it that way," and yeah,
Those YouTubers, man, gotta keep an eye on them.
yeah.
Speaking of YouTube, you should check out my YouTube at wait, didn't it didn't hit the thing. I ruined
Here,
my own gag.
all right, here we go. Here, yep. There you
Yeah, I
go.
needed to do the whole
Wow.
thing. Oh, you did the whole thing. Whatever. Yes, which this episode will actually be archived on my YouTube. So feel free to take. And also, I have all my previous episodes, among a whole bunch of other content, is there. But all these previous episodes of interviews. So if you're listening to this and you're like, "Ooh, I like these questions" or whatever, I wonder what some other content creators have asked about that. We got those on there. We actually had GK back in uh, 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 uh,
October.
October. Yes. So as as my second guest or whatever. So yeah. Um. Uh. Uh. We're gonna find out if Swole finally ate all the Oreos. Did you eat all the Oreos, Swole?
I think I have one thing left, Bub, of the stuff you sent me. If you're talking about the original tier list, there were some that I did not eat. Um, they were either really, 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 really bad, or I gave them away.
Hmm. Well, there we go. But so how this works is, so I have a list of questions, but if anyone in the audience does have any questions, feel free to ask them. Just put them in chat, and then we should be able to get to them as long as you don't say it right as we're about to end. We should be able to get that question. uh, if I'm about to say, okay, who should we raid out to? I'm probably not going to get to your question if you put it right then. But if before, should be fine. Uh,
Hell yeah.
uh, but we'll start off with some easy questions, then kind of move on to more some maybe involved questions. Um, so, uh, but without further ado, we'll start off with what is your favorite color?
Red.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know if that's a surprise.
Agreed. My favorite too. So, uh, let's see. And what is your favorite drink?
I mean, I, I think you're probably gonna have the same drink. I drink a lot of tea. I drink especially like hot
Mm.
Japanese tea. I really like sencha, but also kabuse cha and gyokuro.
Uh,
So like that sort of stuff.
okay. Yeah. The next question then is what's your preferred tea? So would that be that Gyokuro or?
I have a kabuse cha that I really like, and it's like halfway between gyokuro and like sencha.
No,
So
right.
um, but I really like it. Like
That's the
the
where
tea.
it's the that's the stems, right? Oh wait,
No.
what am I?
That's something else.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
no, uh, it's like sencha, but it's shaded like gyokuro.
Okay.
So it's like a weird like in between thing. I really like it.
Uh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of. Hold on. What I was thinking of was uh
I know what
kabuse,
else.
I believe. Yeah,
I think yeah.
that's the
I
stem.
know. Yeah, I have some of that, like, but I don't let myself drink tea after like I don't know like 5 o'clock because
Mm.
otherwise I'll stay up all night and I don't want to do that. So um
Mm.
because I was like, oh, maybe I'll get some like bancha, I'll get some of the stem tea, I'll see if that works. Nothing works. I just have to.
Just
It's
anything basically with a slight amount of caffeine in it. You're just like,
yeah, it's like I'm gonna be wired because I'll drink it at like 10 o'clock and then try to go to bed at like midnight, and it's like that doesn't work for me anymore.
right. Let's see. Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite dessert?
I like ice cream a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream, gelato, that sort of stuff. Usually, either like mint chocolate chip, peanut butter cup, or like cookies and cream.
Mm.
Although less cookies and cream nowadays because I've had so many Oreos because people keep sending them to me. So,
It's caffeine sensitivity like Gary. Who is this Gary?
I think that's Slow Gary. That's somebody who Larry's been really into right now.
Oh.
But he streams like so I don't know about it's for you, but I have this like zone of absolute sleep, which
Mm-hmm.
like at two in the morning I'm going to bed. Like I'm going to fall asleep. So like I feel bad for all my Australian friends because they that's what they stream. And I think the guy Larry's talking about is also Australian. So I'm like, I can never watch your streams because I'm guaranteed to be sleeping.
Mm.
So
Oh no,
sorry.
gelato that's vegan, right? Ooh, I know this question. It's so no, because it's the same ingredients as ice cream, different just in different ratios. No wait,
Yeah, I think they're referring to the Scott Pilgrim
yeah.
joke. So
Oh, okay. Hear that
where
sound?
one of
That's the
the
sound of something going over my head. But
Don't worry about it.
Swish. Uh, hey, it's my job to make all the obscure references that no one gets. Uh, uh, okay. So this is a question I'm workshopping. Uh, what is your favorite sauce?
Um,
The food wise,
yeah, yeah,
not code for
yeah.
not code for sauce that is up in.
I mean, like, there's not like, I'm not like really into sauces or something like that, but I mean, like, that probably like, I guess like barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Now moving away from food items or consumables. Uh,
done with the consumable section, huh?
yes. Uh, what is your favorite? What would be your favorite book?
I do not read books a lot. I haven't read books in a while, so uh I like I don't know, man. I had that that is a question I'm not prepared for. I'm not much of a reader. I
Okay.
just like watch a lot of videos, I guess, about stuff.
Right. You can do you I was yeah you can use you could say like a manga or comic book or a graphic novel if that
Okay.
helps.
Yeah. If we're gonna go with that, probably like Berserk is insane.
Nice.
So
Yes.
Swole lore book.
Yeah.
No, that's not my lore book. I hope not.
It's good old Berserk. It's on my I've mentioned this before, but it's it's on my it's one of my two favorite manga that I cannot that I love but I cannot recommend to people.
I
It's like that and Made in the Abyss. I'm like these are great. I'm not sure if I'd recommend them to people or not.
well, yeah. I mean, I think it's like, well, do you like Dark Souls? Okay, then like this book is the it's basically Dark Souls, right? Like Dark Souls rips so much stuff off, right? Like, okay, cool, but yeah, I don't know. Like, what's your favorite arc in the in Berserk?
Hmm, that's a good question.
I really like the the boat. Shut up. I really like the conviction arc, which is like,
That's the one with the tower and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one where it's Berserk 2016, and that I watched like 5 times through. We'll probably watch 6 times, even though it's terrible. But so
It's a neat arc. You know,
it's pretty,
there's a lot of
yeah.
interesting stuff going on it. For events and stuff like that. I normally don't think in terms of what story arcs are normally my favorite or like favorite Vesture, probably Golden Age or Conviction. Yeah, those are both really good.
I I thought like Golden Age was cool, but like the it's really funny because like I think like I got into Berserk after Game of Thrones, like after Game of Thrones, or like they were really too. I experienced both of them like really close by. I'm like, oh, cool, like a political thriller set in the Middle Ages that's like kind of like low fantasy. This is awesome. I like this, and then it's like that's not what it is at all. I got faked out twice. I still want somebody to make, political thriller in like low fantasy Middle Ages. I think would be really cool, but those are not the
Yeah.
stories.
Well, I mean, was it kind of like you were saw like outside and then you're like going into the first few pages that I'm like, hmm, I think this may be going a different direction than
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Golden Age, like, okay, so like Black Swordsman is pretty kind of crazy, right? But then, like, for most of Golden Age, I think it's like there's not like Zod is the only guy
Yes,
who's
this is
kind
true.
of supernatural. But otherwise, it's mostly like, okay, cool, we're going to this. Like, it doesn't really get crazy until like the eclipse, right?
Yeah.
And but before the eclipse, right? And I won't spoil too much. It's pretty like down to earth,
Yeah.
right?
You
Besides Zod.
yeah, and you get like a few whispers of like some weird stuff or whatever, but other than that, it's kind of like and that one bit with like the one with Zod, it's all pretty, you know,
Yeah.
down to earth, I guess would be the well, as down to earth as Berserk gets.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you're like, okay, cool. Like, all that black swordsman stuff, maybe that was all a dream. Like, I like, okay, like
Right.
that's not the story, I guess. And then, but that's why I like the conviction arc because you're like, oh, okay, it is actually that's actually the story.
Yeah. But but yeah, I'd have to think about that honestly. It's I'm never been like asked before. I think on like an arc in a specific manga before. It's not a question before, so I guess when it's something I haven't really thought about or whatever. But
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't like follow like much like shonen or
yeah,
stuff that's like super duper long running because I just feel like if you can't tell a compelling story in like 26 episodes, what are you doing? You know? Is kind of my take on it because I feel like some people they just drag it out and then you have all these filler episodes and stuff like that and
my
so
favorite part is when he
I'm not
said it's
about that.
berserk in time and he berserked all over the place. This it's like my favorite part of Lord of the Rings is when Glorfindel shows up and he says it's Glorfin time and Glorfindel's all over the place.
Yeah. Just as J.R.R. Tolkien intended.
Yeah. She love hot lady. Just as Tolkien. I'm sorry, I'm just saying stupid memes or whatever about that.
All
Unlike in the
good.
because in those games or whatever when they made the Shelob the spider is now just a hot lady summon spiders. Exactly, it's Tolkien. But anyway, but what would be your favorite movie?
Probably 8.5 by Fellini
Eight.
or Brazil. One of those two.
Let's see. Said 8.5.
Yes.
Okay, how's that spelled? Kind of want to.
It's the number 8
Oh,
and the number one half.
eight.
It, yeah,
Oh, 8.5. Okay,
8.5. Yes,
I'm done. I'm
it's
dumb.
okay. It's okay. There's not usually numbers in movie titles.
Oh, okay. Uh, okay, and then what would be your favorite TV series? Or
Um,
series, I should say. It could be just like nowadays it could be just on streaming and or
sure. I
honestly a
mean,
series on YouTube would work.
we watched like Twin Peaks like I think this like past year, like before Lynch had passed.
Hmm.
Um, and so far that one's really stuck with me. I keep on thinking about it, which I think is more than I've thought about most shows.
Mm-hmm.
So it would probably either be that or like Arrested Development, but
Mm.
two very different vibes.
Yeah. I at some point I do probably need to watch like Twin Peaks or whatever because haven't. Although that does remind you, so maybe you could something like to stream at some point. But you should check out like it's tricky to find like the version that like works though, because basically the best the PC ports of it all pretty like buggy. So I think the best version is honestly like an emulated version that actually works. But a game called Deadly Premonition.
So that was the first game that I played all the way through on stream.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Wow,
that game,
nice.
like, and that was like one of the things that kind of like drew me to like, all right, we should watch the show because I was just like, I played that, I played like Alan Wake, I just kept on hearing like, oh yeah, like Twin Peaks influenced this video game, so like I was like, all right, well, I guess it's done. But yeah, the Switch version is the one to go for, or is at least the one I played. Because it restores the cutscenes, I think, from like the PS3 version, but it's not like a train wreck in terms of performance.
Right.
Uh, I really couldn't get into the second one though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I heard that's a lot of I've heard of like the seconds of a miss, but
Yeah, that guy, it's Swery65. He made another game. Like it's funny because like he made this game called like Good Life. It's like A Good Life or whatever, and
mm-hmm.
it's like also supposed to be like kind of semi-inspired, but like you're a photographer, but I think you can turn into animals. And like I backed it on Kickstarter, but like it took so long for it to be done that I like forgot about
Yeah.
it. At some point, I'm like, I should probably go back and play that. And I think he also did it, like is doing something or did something with like Suda 51. So
Mm,
it's Suda Swery 116. I don't know. I don't know what their ship name is, but
mm. Okay. Be favorite musician.
um man, that's tough. I used to listen to a lot of music. I feel like now I just boot stuff up on YouTube.
Mm,
um I like a lot of weirder stuff. Um like I think favorite musician is hard, but because like I used to like be really into just like, oh well, what like is this a good album or not, right? Um and so then I get to those, okay, so what is the percentage of work that I like from this person, right?
right.
And so it's like it's probably like this obscure like 80s British band called Young Marble Giants, where they
Mm-hmm.
only put out one, they put out one record and one EP, and I like every single song they made, but it's like that's like 18 songs, right? Which is probably is not like very uh very lengthy. I mean, otherwise, I like Pavement a lot.
Mm. Okay. Though maybe you might have answered this or whatever, but just then. But what would be your favorite album then?
Yeah, so their album, Young Marble Giants album, is they only have the one that they have is called Colossal Youth.
Mm-hmm.
But for Pavement, it would probably be Brighten the Corners.
Mm. Okay.
I
Uh,
don't know if you listen to a lot of like obscure 80s British stuff or just I guess like indie rock from the like 2010s, I guess. Is that where they were around? I don't
not
know. I'm old.
uh, virtually not a whole lot. I'm like I've been expanding like more my musical taste or whatever the past few years. Uh, but it hasn't been like to where I've like been maybe listening to some more kind of like bits of like Radiohead or stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I don't know. In terms of stuff on that direction of things, but uh recently for me it's been like consistently over the years it's like classic rock. Like my favorite, like my top two favorites gonna be Alice Cooper and then like David Bowie. Um, and then like a lot of metal. I do like classical. I'm very eclectic. Past few years, like I was starting to get into like Japanese like funk music, kind of, or sort of funk
Oh,
music, you
like
know?
all the city pop stuff.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like uh Zuto Mayo, please the name of the band or whatever, where it's kind of like a funk rock kind of fusion thing. Cause city pop's more of like that specific like 80s like
Yeah,
pop
I mean,
music and thing.
I don't know. I feel like when people are like, "Oh yeah, it's Japanese funk," it's like, "Oh, do you mean this instead?" Because I feel like most of the
Right, yeah,
time
I
when I
could get
talk to
that.
people, they're like, "Yeah," but no,
No,
it sounds like
for me it's more
you're
of like
hearing
that
something different.
specific. It's like they have like those. They even have like some guitar licks that are very much like, oh no, this is something that would be like a band in the '70s would exactly uh guitar like lick or whatever. And there's a lot of like orchestrals that make me think of like kind of disco or whatever.
Hmm.
So um, but let's see, what about voice of Geddy Lee? How'd it get so high? I
That's
wonder if he speaks like an ordinary.
I know him and he does. And you're my fact checking cuz it's a pavement lyric.
Okay.
It's all good. Popcat knows.
Uh, all right, on to the game questions because we're real gamers here, my guys.
Number one,
Yeah.
pro gamer.
Yes. Get wrecked, noob.
Yes, I happen to be a subject matter expert on this subject.
You you were you. Have you seen my shirt? It's like the you look like just enough XP to help me level up or whatever. One of those like
Yeah. That's totally me. That's totally me. Especially with these great glasses.
yeah, all the 2010s like gamer shirts. uh 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 but what would be your favorite game?
uh
Or within these favorites questions, you can do like a top three if that.
yeah, so I mean like I think like from like just straight like nostalgia. Like cuz I think like with favorite it's like well, it's like to you like I don't know when I think of favorites like okay well what do you think is like the best and then what do you like even though it is probably not the best and like nostalgia reasons what I like even though I know it's like it's not the best at all but is Final Fantasy 4 or
Mm,
as I knew it Final Fantasy 2 but it's just a game I played so much as a kid that I really liked but I also really like Bloodborne for a long while it was like Dark Souls 1 um but I don't you just feel cooler when you're playing Bloodborne, so
mm.
um but I played like a lot of RPGs as a kid, but that's the one I really liked and I always like would come back to because I think it was my first one. It was really funny because like I don't know what it was, but like for some reason like I never was able to beat the game as a kid. And then I remember like over Thanksgiving, like do you know a lot about Final Fantasy 4?
Uh, for that one, nah, I don't think so. That one's not. Uh,
Yeah, it's okay, but the point is like I there was like a half of the game that I did not experience until I was like I because I don't know what I don't even remember where I got stuck. All I remember is I got stuck and the solution was just like bro just like grind it out for a couple hours and then you'll beat the game like you'll be
mm,
fine right it's a JRPG but I remember like beating it for the first time like over like Thanksgiving.
right.
But just being like, whoa, all this crazy stuff happened that I didn't think was gonna happen, and then it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a while back. I was streaming Final Fantasy 9. Or kind of like to the last like boss, like final boss or whatever,
Mhm.
and it was just like, I see I've hit a wall. So it's like, okay, it's JRPG in time, which basically meant go back from
Yep.
this spot, and then we're about to grind, and also like there were like the extra like this try to get like some of the for most of the party members try to get like the strongest or the characters I was using, I should say, try to make sure to get their strongest weapons, and I was like, and then when I came back, I was like, okay, we're doing okay. We can do this now.
Yeah,
Uh,
whenever I play RPGs on stream, I always just like accept that I'm gonna be grinding off stream for at least a little bit.
yeah,
Which I don't know about you, but I'm like I can't play two RPGs at the same time. I'm like I'm not allowed because otherwise I spend too much time grinding.
yeah. Thankfully, it wasn't like a whole lot. It was like, um, it was just kind of like, because it was just at the final like done of or whatever, and I just was able to do like go off to do like find the specific items and stuff like for like 2 hours, and then I came back and then I was able to do that swole cat, and I need to grind off stream work.
I'll never forget like Persona 3 because like I thought I had a part that I needed to grind and then cuz like what I would do is I would like okay, like I will grind during the dungeons like like oh okay cool I'll end it I'll go to the dungeon at the end of stream I'll go grind a bunch and then when I come back we'll we'll like beat the boss and then we'll go back into the like
Hmm.
time of like doing all the social links and all the other stuff and like the last one that I did is like I grinded too much at the end because I thought I had like a whole other cycle, but I think I just had like one boss fight. It was like, oh man, that was kind of stupid, but that was a lot.
Yeah, the Persona games, man, those would be tricky. Uh, just just because of the way they're structured to like do those or whatever, like on stream or whatever, and then of like trying to do the grind off stream or whatever, because then it's like, because of with the Nate, bleh, the gameplay and like the other stuff and trying to get that. I don't know.
I
That's one of those series that for me it would be like tricky, or I'd be very like hesitant to do like on stream just because of like how I would approach those. And all the
I
worst
feel
parts of my anal retentive nature would come out with the social links and stuff like that. Like, listen, chat, we need to max it out for all of them, which means there is an optimal way of how we have to go this, and we have to do it exactly. So shut up, strap in, and we're going in. I have a
yeah, I mean
flow chart.
oh no yeah if I don't know I just kind of accept that like oh yeah there's some people there's some things that I'm just not gonna see and like whatever like I'm okay with that like who do I like anyways like do I care that I'm like hanging out with this like rich kid who seems to be a total jerk no I think I'm good
Yeah.
like like just experience it as it is but I feel like 5 would be a lot easier because I feel like there's significantly less grinding in 5
Mm.
but 3 was pretty rough. I don't know what I want to do 4 eventually but I've just kind of been like I have too many other RPGs. I'm going through like Xenogears right now.
Mm.
And we hit the visual novel part of the story where they ran out of budget. So that one's been rough because it's just straight reading the entire time, and I'm like trying to voice act, and I gave up at the end of the last stream I did of that. Like, okay, we're just gonna read it.
So you're saying you're not gearing up to like a visual novel arc where you just like stream like visual novels where you do all the voice acting for all the different characters.
Oh, I do that,
Oh,
but like I can only do one of those streams a week.
yeah.
And I appreciate that those are not like 60 hours unlike JRPGs. So
Oh, yeah.
um like it's the worst of both worlds, but I'll get over it.
It's okay. Well, let me make sure I catch up on track. I grind too much at work. I guess that's why I don't tend to play RPGs. Hey,
That's
see,
fair.
so can really suck your soul where it's like this sometimes. I wrote Swole's gonna stream every PC 98 hentai VNs.
My motivation to do anything with PC98 has been sapped out after uh the video that I myself age restricted has not blown up. So so maybe next year, Neko.
Age restricted. Ooh woo. What
I,
what what title was got age restricted?
okay, so I found this website called the Asenheim Project, and so it's a group of Russian translators, and what they do is they find abandonware for the PC98 and then somehow turn it into it's a web version.
Hmm.
But like all of the games have adult content. I thought for
Ah.
a little bit that some of them didn't, but I was wrong. And so I'm like, I don't know if I feel right putting out a video covering all this stuff, even though that I'm not like gonna be explicit about literally anything, but like not having it age restricted. So it's kind of on me and my dumb idea for doing this, but I did it. So
Did the sure? Did you do the surely I'm fast enough on the censor bar or something like that?
oh, I didn't. I was like, that's another thing. Is like I was like, I'm not gonna stream this. So I can be fast as I want in the edit, right? I'm stopping time.
Right.
But
It's-
but yeah, I didn't know because I was like, oh, like let me learn about the PC98 and like a lot of them have been getting remasters,
mhm.
like some of the like classics. And so Neko brings up that we played Dokusei and which is like one of the like first kind of like dating sims,
Mhm.
but it's for the PC98 and so that means that you can um have fun with the girls. Let me just put it that way. Uh,
Hey yo.
and they were so ham-fisted with the censor that I was like, you know what? Again, this is my fault. This is me being an idiot. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna like I want to see the art because they would just like not show art or just show a black screen for like half of the game, and I'm like, all right, come on. Like I could be fast enough with a censor button. We're gonna install the 18 plus patch so I can like there was some stuff where it's just like they're on a beach and the girl is like fully clothed and stuff and they're just like, well, we're not gonna show it. She has boobs. I'm like, what is the point of the game? But yeah, I ended up getting an ending and it ended up getting very spicy and at some point I just like pixelated the entire screen and put on some elevator music because there was some noises and just kind of read out some of the dialogue. Not all of it, not like maybe 10% of it.
I
Oh, that was a stream.
yeah.
That was a terrifying stream.
Just POV. You're watching a YouTuber trying to make a video while not completely while still retaining some playing a hentai game while retaining some monetization.
Yeah, I should have known it was gonna go south because it was like the girl was like, "Oh yeah, I make doshinji at at the otaku convention," and I was like, "Oh okay, cool," and then it was like, "Oh okay, that kind of doshinji." Looking back, I can laugh on it, but it was not very funny at the time.
Well, I mean, it's like what's your censor like thing by? Because this I can show chat my lovely censor bar, which is okay. Get ready for a jump scare real quick. that this is my center bar. It's just a blown up slug bowl. It's like,
I just like heavily pixelate the screen. Um and then I also had, I think for that one specifically, I was so worried about it is yeah, so I the screen was heavily pixelated and then I did something like that with a Toho
a
character.
Toho. Did you
Yeah.
get do a picture of like the act of like an actual Toho plushie, or
It
was it
was
or
it
was it
was the Rember girl. You know what I'm talking about? Like where she's like always Rember happy. I know she's from Toho, but I know that's the meme that I know it from. Like
mm. So it's an actual picture of the character, not a picture of a plushie?
yeah, well it was it's a drawing, right?
Oh, okay. I think you should have used the plushie. In the future, you
Yeah, that
should
would
use
have
an
probably
actual
been.
just plushie.
My intention is to not play hentai games on stream. Is this the lesson I learned? I'm like, I'm just gonna play something else.
Oh,
But they
church.
keep on releasing of it. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, we released Air, or we were playing Tsukihime. Although Tsukihime was pretty funny because it the remake they removed all that stuff.
Hmm.
But they're like, there was less routes, and the one route I was on, or like the other main route, where like the developer was like, you can't stream this, and I'm like, okay. I guess I'm not playing that, but it was also like 30 hours. It was crazy.
Swole Chat's intention is to talk to him into playing hentai games on stream. No hint,
Yeah.
unsubscribed. Yeah, I mean it's crazy though, like, cause though it's crazy like all the stuff that people have like got away or like on like YouTube likes or whatever. Like a whole bunch of like quite a few of like the Hollow Live members like freaking played Honey Pop on stream and just like
Yeah.
had to they were just very quick, had to be very cautious on the okay, as long as you do this I think we're all fine, or like get ready the censor thing or whatever. I freaking wild, man.
Yeah, so it was pretty funny because I like have it hooked up so my mods could like censor it as well. And we might have ended up in a bad situation because I didn't have like a cooldown and it was a toggle. So there was somewhere I was like, two of my mods did it, and then then I was like, oh no, I had to press it really fast. It was again very funny, but none of the time.
Okay, so it was basically one turn it on, but then because you were like already pressing it like a second later, it means it toggled it off.
One of my mods would turn it on, another one would turn it off, and then I would freak out, and so I would see that that had happened, and then I would press it again so it would be censored. And that's why I was like, I'm just gonna shove the Toho character on top of everything, and that way, if the pixelation isn't there, then it's not there. So
Oh gosh. Uh though sometimes you should do a Higurashi series, then you can just be deal with horror scarring and
yeah,
mentally
so somebody had requested that, and I had done it once, but like I consider myself like a decent enough voice actor, but like my problem is I'm not a girl, and like trying to voice act like 12 different women, like I just don't have the range. So like I can get away with like two or three, but like 12, I'm like done. I'm done for. It's too much. Like, and to keep that up for like for like 5 hours, I'm just like I cannot do this. But like it was really funny because I think it was back when I streamed only 3 hours. Um, we didn't actually get to anything. It was just like all leading up to it, where it's like, oh, they're going to school and they're having school shenanigans. So I was like, what the hell is like? Why did you have me play this? What was going on?
scarring.
I'm like, they're just chilling in the school. So
So did you, but so wait, so did you not get to the horror aspect or whatever, or
No, not at all.
oh, you didn't get
Which
to
is kind
the
of
you
funny.
didn't get to like the point of where everything it's like, oh, this is faux fun or whatever, and then until it's not, and then you're like, oh, oh snap.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I like I think for like a stream, unless I could get it like dubbed in English, which I don't think they were. I think I had to do some weird stuff, but I think they only had Japanese voices. Uh, I don't know. I think I'd rather just watch the anime because I
See,
think it has an anime
I
now.
love the
So
original anime, and I've always thought it'd be cool to actually go through the visual novel. Yeah. So you can actually get the first chapter, so which is basically because they do like chapters instead of volumes
yeah,
in it, which then means there's sub chapters or whatever. So it makes it extra confusing explaining it. But uh, uh, you can get the first one for free on Steam and also on GOG. Um, but for those, there is like an official like mod that can like further update like the character sprites and also provides like the Japanese like a Japanese like actual voices and stuff like that as an option. So, but I actually went through that series like early on in the streaming career or whatever, and oh my gosh, that was that was quite a thing. All of which is on my YouTube, which leads onto this joke or whatever I had because so for the Mion slash Shion character, the green haired chick, um, I was early on was like, okay, well she's kind of a country girl. Should I just give her a country accent or whatever? Because I was trying to think on, you're trying to like pick out what head spaces, throat head spaces or whatever to like pick for characters, when you're
yeah,
trying to act for a character or whatever, so you can be like, oh, that one. Um, where I was kind of like, should I just give her an Applejack voice? Someone in chat was like, yeah, that works. Okay. And I did that. Which did lead on to this awkward moment. Because, like, I can't remember if it's the third or their fourth volume, where you play as like, Shion, Mion's twin, which would mean they have the same voice. But it's like, for the whole thing, you play as her.
oh geez,
So it
yeah,
meant not only reading her dialogue, but the standard like dialogue because it's written as her perspective or whatever. It's her internal thing or
yeah,
whatever, which meant the whole time I was talking like this. So
yeah,
for for a long number of hours, I just read up like this.
yeah. You got bait and switched.
Of like
That's
I
why.
I
Yeah,
realized that a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, is there a volume where it's the whole of thing her? And I was in my head, I was going like, oh shit. Oh gosh, that must have been weird for like people like tuning in. Like that was maybe their first and only experience of me of like this weird dude, weird VTuber that's like as a kobold, but is then like constantly doing an Applejack because they don't know I'm just doing a voice for this one for this one character.
yeah. I don't know. Don't. I wouldn't think about that. I mean, like,
Oh gosh.
I have so many models and I change into a bunch of them, so I'm just like I'm like yeah, this is not great for branding, but it's like it is what it is. It's fine. They'll be fine.
Uh,
If they like it, they'll stick around.
so if you ever want to go back and just try like volume one, and you want someone to voice like me on,
Don't do
I can
that.
I can give you the you can invite me on just to do the
Okay.
just to talk fancy. It's like,
Uh,
no, this is Virgil. He's here just to read for Mion and to sound like Appleton, where he does a country voice. Hey, and I'm born and raised in Texas, so my accent is authentic. I tell you what, it's authentic. Oh,
no, sir.
uh, But wow. Okay, so next question was what would be your favorite game character?
Mm. Oh, Kanami Date from AI Somnium Files. We're basically the same guy, so
Hmm. That's the I think I've seen that one, that game. I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's the letter A, the letter I, the Somnium Files. There's also a sequel, the Nirvana Initiative, and there's a new one that just got announced. Although it was really funny because it got announced for the Switch 2, but I wanted to get a physical copy because it's like that's like probably my favorite VN series.
Hmm.
And it's also coming out on the Switch, but the Switch 2 one is the game key card BS where it's like digital, but you have physical DRM. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll take the Switch one. I'll probably buy it on PC too.
Okay, I was right in the thing or whatever. Okay. I was picturing the right thing in my noggin. But it was wait, so there's a thing where there's a physical game, but you have like digital what?
No, so it's they give you a card, but literally the only thing that is on that cartridge is the license for the game.
Right.
Like the Switch 2 is a disaster, right? Like I think it'll still I don't think it'll sell as well as the Switch. I don't know, like
So
it's confusing, but
so the Switch 2, it's like you're buying like these physical cards to just but they're just the
download the game,
license.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to
Well,
like
for certain games, yeah, but like for that one specifically, I was like, why would I buy this if my whole point is to preserve the copy of the game? It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, it's like if you want like the physical, that's normally like for games preservation or because you want the actual physical thing, so then you get that. But if you're not but
Yeah, it doesn't.
that's the main reason for getting that. But then if that was like the way to get it, then it just means it's like inconvenient. So like this is just downloading the game, but less convenient.
Yeah, exactly. It's dumb.
this is this is downloading but requiring more work. And also it's like more cost gives more cost for the manufacturers and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah, it doesn't like again, it doesn't really make any
yeah.
sense.
I guess it's like one of those. Although honestly, it's kind of on brand for Nintendo, since in like because it's really like this really feels like it's like to try to crack down on like another way of like getting rid of like uh 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 darn it, crack down on like piracy or whatever. Since like an
uh
or an anti-piracy sounds like an anti-piracy measure that's just kind of like weird.
I mean, yeah, I think I understand why you'd see it that way, but like I think it's just so that they I think there's two reasons. One, they don't want to print like full cartridges. They want to save money on that because the cartridges are kind of expensive.
Right.
But I think the other thing too is that like they want to have a physical presence, which like I don't know, it just like leads to the worst of both worlds because it's not as convenient as just owning it digitally and you don't have any of the benefits of like owning it physically. So like
Yeah.
what like it does not benefit the consumer at all. It's just Nintendo
Yeah.
and whoever's selling it wins, but
Switch
it
1
is
had
what it
games
is.
like that too, and not every Switch 2 game will be that way to my knowledge. It depends
Yes.
on game. Ah, my thing is not working. Go. James Spence, the game developer wants to save money because that the carts are the cartridges are expensive. Two and two being homophones make games on the Switch 2 confusing. Oh yeah, this is true. Switch 2 Switch gosh darn it. Two Switch too confusing. I read it.
You did read it.
Yay. Uh, uh, I wish I knew how to read. I wish I did too. And this is coming from someone that tries to do weekly readings. I kind of like makes me think of like Creepcast or whatever, where it's like the show or series like with the uh Wendigoon and Papa Meat that they have a two YouTube creators or whatever, and there's one of and so because Papa Meat, okay, Meat Can, he like he's like professionally like stupidly good like voice actor actually, on top of being like a very good animator. Uh, and so like he'll like do the readings for like characters and these different creepypastas and stuff like that. And it's like this kind of running gag that when he reads it or whatever, if he's reading dialogues as a character, he reads it pretty much like normally perfectly. But if he's like trying to read something just himself or whatever, it's just like he stumbles over stuff and like just dyslexic kind of stuff. But it's so the joke is like if you're playing a character, you'll read it like perfectly and eloquently or whatever because it's your yeah, because the character doesn't my character doesn't have isn't dyslexic, whereas I
The
oh gosh
characters already memorized the
yeah.
dialogue. That they thought to say it,
See,
right?
my character isn't dyslexic. I'm just dyslexic. So we oh gosh. Okay, we got to do an ad break. So we
Okay.
go for 3 minutes, and then we'll be right back. I will have words on stream if you happen to have a sub or Twitch Turbo. Um, if you're one of those really fancy people. Um, but we will see y'all in just 3 minutes. Assuming Twitch actually starts the ad in sometime soon. I'll be right back. See you in just a bit. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you very much for your patience through our commercial break. Um, I hope everyone got that had interesting ads. I guess as interesting as ads can be, or at least not obnoxious.
Twitch, open up your advertising thing so I can sell obnoxious ads, please. Thank you.
Sell up ad space so we can make like fake political ads for like stupid stuff. Like I don't know,
Oh,
like for like a cabbage or something. I don't know.
I've been trying to do. I've been trying to actually buy ads on other platforms. Fur Affinity is crazy. Uh, for bang to buck, YouTube has also been crazy, but I haven't found any other websites that'll let me just do it without talking to a person. So
Hmm. So how much does an add-on for Affinity?
you can get 1 month for $25,
Really?
which is insane.
And is that like so
And
just like a side ad like somewhere or whatever?
yeah, yeah, it's just like a little thing. It's not like especially. I mean, if you want to pay more, you can go bigger, but the really small one is $25 for 1 month, which is insane.
Yeah, that's I mean, because that's a fairly very high frequented site, so
Yeah, like I think I'll give you the scoop, Virgil. I'll give you the
ooh,
scoop.
scoop. Okay, everyone, no one tell
Uh,
anyone.
I've been doing this for let me scroll up. Since February. 6.5 million impressions and 4.8K clicks.
Oh wow,
So it's 25 each month, but I was gonna run it for 3 months. See how it goes.
that's there's a running joke in Swole's YouTube comments about people asking why does the cat have nipples. One time we got someone who joined the Twitch feed from a Fernity ad who came in and
It
asked
was
that exact
crazy.
question. I mean, that was when you just say like, "Cause I'm a mammal. Mammals have
it
nipples."
it was a yeah. Most YouTube commenters I feel like are 13 years old, and I can't really I'm not gonna be able to explain this to you. I'm sorry. Like you don't want to read that anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
I, it's one of the Hey, though that's the thing about YouTube comments. Doesn't mean it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. They're good for the algorithm.
Oh,
The algorithm sees interaction and it's be like, so we should share more of this.
Uh, yeah, there was a crazy one where like some guy was like trolling me and I just kept on like asking him like responding to his comment and he kept on responding back and eventually he's like, "Let's call a truce, okay?" I was like, "You're the one who keeps responding." But it was really funny because I'm like, dude, you could just not respond, but he kept on he's like he kept on responding to me, and I just kept on being like, oh, so why is that? Just asking like random questions. So
You're they're just asking like, so it's just like the of like of it, so it's like the online equivalent of like two people like sitting apart or whatever of like it's like oh time to go or whatever and then but being
yeah, I mean, no, it would
trying to
just be
out polite each other or whatever of like
yeah,
how do
exactly.
I but inside you're going how do we get out of this.
No, I'm like, how can I keep him trapped? How can I,
Oh yeah,
in my mind prison, right? Like, how do
yes
I
I'm
keep the
going
comments?
yes I'm going to milk this for the algorithm. They'll take this.
I mean, each time he comes back, that counts as a view. That's power.
Yes, yes, algorithms. Yes, feed into it. Show this to more very confused people so they will more then ask more again why my model has nipples. Yes, yes.
It's a strat. Also, but lately I get this is a grown ass man. That's what I get. That's what they say. I'm like, okay, what's your point? I don't understand.
Nico says I'm also trapped in Swole's mind prison.
He sure is.
Uh put his stickers on my computer. I'm in deep. That is pretty deep. Uh all right. So here goes into my my attempt at fancy questions, but what is your favorite word? And also let me say, what is your favorite non-curse word? This is
Uh, I try not to curse too much actually, so I don't. I wouldn't say that's it. I haven't. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that before. I don't think about words. I guess. Uh, I was kind of like I was like driving to go get lunch today, and I was reflecting on the word tranquility. So maybe that's my favorite word at this moment, right here, right
mm,
now.
it is a nice word. It has a nice flow to it.
Yeah,
It's got a Q in it, and that's
it's got a
Q.
Q. It's got a couple eyes. It's pretty cool.
Q is our kind of a satisfying sounding letter. Uh, what is your least favorite word?
Uh, trying to think of like I feel there's probably something somebody said that like annoyed me, but I'm trying to. I don't know. I try not to dwell on that.
RTX 5090's least favorite
out
word.
out of stock. That's my least favorite word.
That's more than one
uh,
word. That's a phrase.
I know what I said. uh, I'm kind of coming up blank. I try not to. I would like to not focus on the negatives.
Mm.
I guess.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Okay. Let's see. Uh, okay, now I can ask, what is your favorite curse word?
um, I didn't know we were gonna just swear on this. I thought this was a good Christian channel. uh, I guess like fuck. That's the one I
Mm.
probably say the most. Um,
Swole's least favorite word is transcoding.
I mean transcoding's okay. It's fine. I understand it now.
Uh, okay. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Um, I mean, like profession, like do professionally. Like I think streaming and YouTubing is cool, which is why I do what I do. That's not my my main job, so um that might be a cop out answer though. For for a while I wanted to like be in like beer brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I haven't really like thought about that in a while too, I guess.
Professional backflipper. I think that's just being it. I think that's called being a gymnast
I
or an
don't think I could
acrobat.
be a I don't think I could be a gymnast. I think
Uh,
I don't know.
only a mental gymnast. Uh, okay, it would be okay, there was one more consumable item question or whatever. Uh, di- I should probably move that's location. Any, but would be your favorite type of pizza?
The one with the most meat on it.
Oh, actually got
Yeah, I
a sim.
usually get like meat lovers or something like that.
Yeah, I had a guest a couple times ago who was also kind of based, just like lots of meat or whatever. Uh, okay. Okay. So here's an interest. So here's a if you had $100 million to make a movie, what would it be?
Uh, hmm. I mean, like I kind of want to start make I don't know if you've seen any of like the like model trailers I did like that I've been doing. Like I don't know when this started, but I've started to like make a like small trailer for like every single like model reveal that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've been getting a lot better at it. Like the methodologies have been changing because like in the past I would like try to like composite myself in and that just like took up like way too much time.
Mm-hmm.
And so lately I'm just like I will do all the actions and I will shoot stuff in VNyan and then I will have like I have some other characters and so I will like I use a stream deck pedal and I press the stream deck pedal and then the character's voice comes out but I like try to say the line with them at the same time
Mm-hmm.
so that I'm just like I'm filming once and then I'm editing once kind of like a thing so I do actually have like a bigger project that I want to do with that but I need to get more sets so
Mm.
but I guess I don't need $10 million to do that. I just need less money than that. And less money, more time. So,
Okay. Uh, Next question be who is your waifu and or husbando?
um, I mean, I used to well, so for anime, I like K-On! A lot. Just because it kind of like
Hmm.
it reminds me of like when I was in high school because it was like in like a band and stuff. But
Hmm.
so I really like Mugi
Oh yeah.
um from K-On! But yeah, Neko is right. My waifu is canonically Swole Bay, so
Okay. Uh, Mahoro is my waifu. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, so getting into more into streaming questions and also, again, if you in chat have any questions that you'd like to ask or anything, please put those in the chat so we can make sure to get to those. Um, but so but we'll go in for a while longer. But so what inspired you to get into streaming?
Um, so I'm a pandemic streamer, right? Like I started during the pandemic, you
Mm-hmm.
know, basically I used to drink a lot. I don't really drink that much anymore. But you know, I was at a company where like a lot of coworkers would like go out for drinks after work and stuff like that. And like obviously because of the pandemic, like we couldn't do that. So I ended up being in like this Discord and I was like streaming to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um I had also been watching more Twitch. I really got into Pay Money Wubby. He had a an old coworker had sent me his video on this is gonna sound really stupid, but he had a video called like I think it was like I turned my car into a hentai waifu mobile or something like that. And it was about how he wrapped his car with like lewd anime girl graphics.
Oh
Um
gosh.
and then at the end of all of his videos at that time, and like mostly he covered kind of like weird people on the internet, it would be like look at all the, I stream on Twitch. Look at all the good content that you're missing out on. And then he would like show a clip from Twitch. And then I eventually was like, well, what content am I missing out on? And I started watching that too.
Hmm.
And then the last piece of the puzzle is I was browsing Reddit because I was like, well, maybe I should stream on Twitch. That way, like other people could like come by while I'm like instead of just streaming to Discord. Um, which I mean like I do, I like now I would be like those things are totally different. Like just stream for your friends. What are you doing? But I had
Mm.
this idea or whatever, and I saw this thing on Reddit, which was like how to be a VTuber. I still have like the link to the post in like my about page, um, where it was like, okay, here's what you do. If you don't have a model, like you need a webcam. I'm like, all right, I got a webcam. They're like, you need a PC. I'm like, I got a PC. They're like, go download 3Teen, which was the first uh VTubing software that I used, which was so bad. It like never got out any updates.
Mm.
Um, and then like go find a model. You can either use Vroid Studio or you can go to Vroid Hub and you can download a model to use. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and then I went there and it was all anime girls, and I was like, like maybe I don't want to be an anime girl. And I kind of had like been going to a gym, which was like also a thing that like got cut because of the pandemic. So I was like, I want like a muscular guy that, and like I found the first Swole Cat model and I was like, well, that's it. That's it. And then I was like, all right, I'll be Swole Cat, but I was gonna spell it with a C. But there was already a Swole Cat with a C on Twitch, so then I became Swole Cat with a K. So that's my streamer origin story.
So that's your arch nemesis is the swole cat with the C.
No, my arch nemesis is the Swole Cat with a K on YouTube, because I had gotten the 100 subscribers you needed to be a channel name, and then they're like, "We're gonna redo it, and it's gonna be handles." And I was like, "This guy has literally not uploaded a video in 13 years. Why does he get to be Swole Cat, but I don't get to be Swole Cat?" Mr. Beast got to steal some, small YouTuber's handle. Why don't I get to do that? And so I got I'm still a little salty about that, but like the Swole Cat on Twitch, it's like whatever. Like I think the K is better branding, so that's fine.
Yeah, the K is. I think honestly, the K is does feel. It feels like it stands out. It feels like it stands out more. Uh, Popcat asks, what would be the correct ignition timing be on a 1955 Bel Air Chevrolet with a 327 engine and a 4-barrel carburetor?
I know nothing about cars, so uh I don't know. Go Google it, I guess. I don't know.
My cousin video. Oh, is that the line from the? Okay, because I think there's a bit about like if like they're a good car mechanic or whatever, and that's okay. So maybe that may be the maybe a gosh, that may be a reference, a movie reference. Uh, let's see. Um, it's from my kid. Okay. Um, okay. Why VTubing in particular?
I was just kind of paranoid, like which again it seems really stupid in hindsight. It was like, I don't want people to see my face. I was like, I don't want to deal with that. Like, I wanted to like remain somewhat anonymous, I guess, was my initial thing. And it's really interesting to me because I feel like some people like come in to streaming and stuff, and then they already have like a lot of stuff built up. I mean, like every Twitch guru channel is going to be like, "Oh, tell your friends you're streaming," and to be like, "Hey, man, can you just like leave the tab on and stuff like that?" It's like I had none of that. I streamed to one viewer for like 2 or 3 months.
Hmm. Uh, okay, and then I think you kind of answered this question, but what spot? But so maybe you can use the chance kind of made a to elaborate on it if you want to. But what inspired your
Sure.
design or theming?
Yeah, so I didn't really think that very hard on it. I just was like, uh, not anime girl, and this seemed the closest, the farthest away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, so it's really funny because the first Swole Cat model, the person who made it, is Like they're Japanese, and I think they just like mess around with Vroid just to kind of have fun
Mm-hmm.
and like do like interesting things. And so what they did is they had a swimmer. And like I don't know what inspired them to do this, but they had a swimmer and then they just textured it with a cat over it. So like the first one had like a bowl cut that you could see if you looked at the geometry, it was like melded to have like a bowl cut.
Mm-hmm.
It was so bad. It was so bad. But the and like the muscles, because you can't really do like muscles in Vroid.
Mm.
So it was actually like a dress. And so it had some like dress physics. And like the hands were like way smaller than they should have been. Cause like you can't do like a lot of like really like masculine models in Vroid. It's really
Mm.
made for making anime girls. But I don't know, like I promised myself that I wouldn't spend any money on streaming for a year. Um
Mm.
I was like I really want to make sure this is something I'm serious about. This is something I really want to do. And so I streamed with that model for like a full year before I got another model. But then at that point, I was like, well, I'm already Swole Cat. Like, I'm not gonna like change my name and all this other stuff. So I guess I'm stuck. And so that this model came around, and I've pretty much been using this ever since then. So for I guess almost 4 years now. So
Okay. Let's see. What is your biggest inspiration for what you do?
that is a great question. Because I feel like I do not have a good answer and I am still searching. Because um I mean obviously I think like um I still think I owe like some DNA to like Pay Money Wubby, but like he's a face cam streamer. He's not really like
Mm.
a like VTuber. Um Neko Emerging Comics did not do Swolecat 2.0. It was a person called Pedro Crispa, and then like I've had Emerging Comics as my main person I work with for models.
Mm.
He's done a lot of improvements to this model, but he did not do it. So, but anyways, back to the questions. So definitely, I like Pay Money Wubby, but it's really kind of crazy because I don't really watch a lot of like big streamers anymore. I just feel like I don't really have that much of a connection, and I feel like if I'm mining them for ideas, like I'm sorry, I just can't sit and watch like 90 Day Fiance and attract literally anybody. So like that's uh not going to uh be there. I actually learned a lot from like Nutty. As I mentioned, I do like a lot. I have a lot of redeems and like a lot of command. I think I have like over like 200 commands that work on like both like Twitch and YouTube, and I've had a lot of stuff to do in like in the past. And he made a lot of videos that were really helpful, but like I find myself I don't know, kind of usually more drawn to like YouTubers. I watch like a lot of YouTubers who make like hour-long documentaries
Right.
and stuff like that. Like Implement, Down the Rabbit Hole, um, Internet Historian when he was still doing stuff. Those guys, but like I made one of those and it took me like 9 months to do. So I'm not sure if I could do another one.
Oh,
Um,
of like an hour long kind of like documentary type thing, or
yeah, like those, like the Densha Day to Go videos, an hour and 20 minutes, and that took like 9 or 11 months or something like that. So that was a very long time. So, but I don't know. I kind of like don't know what my end game is right now. I'm like really I have a lot of other characters. So on my stream, it kind of started with when I debuted this model. I figured out kind of how like I think a lot of people have it now where it's like a TTS pet. I think is the term that people like advertise as, but
mm-hmm.
I was doing it back in 2021, and I had a full model, full VTuber rig, which was Swolbay. And then over the years, like I've added it, so like now there's like an AI component to it too, and I'm using like ChatGPT under the covers, and I don't really want to. I think it's really funny, but I don't want to get into the
Right,
AI
right, yeah.
discussion at all because it just bums me out. But lately I've been trying to like flesh out all the different characters, right? So I think I'm gonna try to go more in a direction where it's just like short skits and like sketches with those characters and kind of like go forward there. But there's a lot of other stuff that needs to get in place before I can do that. But I don't know, I'll probably find some other some inspiration for other stuff. But I don't, it's been weird because it's like I stream a lot, but I don't have a lot of stream inspiration. So
Hmm. Uh, let's see. As if you were in mod, I feel like this is a really big creative outlet for Swole. Gets to put his development skills to use quite often and just be hella creative in general. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you put a lot of definitely a heck of a lot of work in what you're doing, and you were working on a lot of interesting, just technical and different type of stuff. I'm not wording it right, but
it's all
yeah.
good.
Uh, hello, Larry. Let's see. Okay, and then okay. The next question on my list is how long have you been streaming? That's been 4 years then, or
It will be 5 years in September, which is insane. The other thing is that Gargura debuted one day before I started streaming.
oh dang.
So it's like it's been really I've been really stupid about it. Been like, well, look, she just debuted and is now like the biggest face of VTubing. Why, like, why am I not there? Not, like so. But yeah, it's been kind of weird to see so many people come and go. It's been a long time.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's crazy when it's like of when like stuff of like I yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, it's gonna be man when she graduates. It's gonna be kind of like an end of an era. Seriously. Um.
I feel like it's the end of corporate VTubing, man. Like, like I at least in the English side of things, like because I feel like she was the face for so long. I mean, like to be fair, I guess like there's still V Shoujo and Iron Mouse, but like I don't know. I don't really follow corporate VTubing all that much either. So
I feel like she's definitely like I feel like maybe in terms of like an individual like one for sure, she's like would definitely be the most like when people were like to think of that she would probably definitely be like the biggest one or whatever. You know, like she's the one that when Hololive did the collaboration with what was it, the Dodgers or whatever.
yeah, I was just gonna bring that
Yeah,
up.
it's it's freaking Gura that's like doing the thing. So if I'm there or whatever. Or I think it feels I mean, especially for the English and part of that just because like um though I feel like I guess nowadays there's a lot more that are kind of like you're thinking more in like in terms of like maybe a group of VTubers, you know? Because I know in like in Hololive or whatever, it's almost kind of like nowadays it's like I don't know. I mean that's just kind of like my perception or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think it's like the corpo like we are doing a generation and it's coming out and it's got like I feel like I never hear about Niji Sanji anymore. But again, like I don't really like go in the circles of
Yeah.
like massive streamers, but
Although
I don't know. It just
Niji
go
was
ahead
kind of its own thing, and honestly, because they were
for sure.
just, well, you didn't hear anything because they just kept on like cranking out generations because people kept on retiring from them. Their turnover
Yeah,
rate was crazy, and probably Ella's, and it's sort of like the most you hear about Niji Sanji is basically when it's someone like graduates from them and then becomes, either they come back to either just go full indie or join another agency, and they're doing way better than they ever were under them.
yeah, yeah. Every single
So
time, it's crazy. It's like you. That's like your. It's like your pre-job, right? Like you're like, okay, well, I need to do this and go through this hell
yeah,
so that I can have like like go to the actual thing that I want to do. So
from what I recall, they were, yeah, Niji Shonda. It's like they're pretty much like they got the reputation of what's called uh what's
black,
referred to as a black company, or just
yeah.
basically it's a sweatshop. And whereas it does seem to be like something like Hollow Live does tend to be like, it actually does seem to be like a decent, like a good, for what in general does seem to be pretty good. I'm not saying perfect, but Hollow Live does definitely seem to be like pretty good as far as working with their talents and helping them like to do different stuff or whatever. Um uh so if you're going for like the more traditional, I guess kind of like agency VTuber or whatever, um for a model of that. Um so uh uh but they do seem to be going live. There's a lot more folks or whatever out, especially on like the English, or just in general. There's so many like VTubers, high profile VTubers on the English side of things now in general, or in like the English speaking world, which is cool to see, you know, just in general, not any like just with Hollow Life or whatever, but lots of places. So, um, but okay, uh, what have you enjoyed most about streaming?
I think Neko kind of mentioned this. I've been able to like create a lot of stuff. Like I like making things. It's always a big thrill when I call them landmines. So I have a lot of commands where I just like it's just normal words. You don't have to do the like exclamation whatever. So I call them landmines because people just be like typing away and something will happen. And especially if it's like a newer viewer, they type something and then like two and two like click together. And they're like, "Oh my god, that's amazing." It's is really cool. Although lately I have to I have a couple of things that I've done a couple of more ambitious stuff and I have to be like, dude, like you're not making a game inside of OBS. Stop making games inside of OBS. Cuz I have this one that's like this RPG battle and I'm like, "Oh, I got to go back and I need to add like status effects and like add more stuff." I'm like, "Please no, stop. Don't make a game inside of OBS." Or um a while back with GK and the rest of the Invalid Gateway, we did like a maid cafe and
Oh
like
yeah, I
having
remember that.
being able to like I kind of was like responsible for like getting like all the animations and basically getting everything set up so that like GK could run it. Um and it was impressive. Like I mean uh I think Spark was like, "Oh man, the crazy stuff that you could do with this tech. We've uncovered so much." I'm like, "Dude, it was already there to begin with. It's just, putting all the pieces in place." But um So I was, that's kind of like I think the most fun for me. But lately I've been getting into like, as I said, like writing characters and stuff, and that's been pretty cool.
Mm, okay. So what have you streamed that has had the most psychological or emotional impact on you?
Um, and it's been so long. That's the problem now. I'm like, oh geez, dude, because like I can see like all my like different phases and stuff. Hmm.
And no, you can't have the desserts in the background. They're all mine.
Yeah, so you're gonna have your own tea party.
If you want to make your own themed interview show for streamers and stuff.
A little treat for Neko. Uh, sorry, let me. I do want. I want to answer your question, but let me. I have a list of all the games that I've like beaten on stream, and I'm hoping maybe if I look at that, maybe it will jog my memory, because there's just it's been like it's almost 5 years. Um, because I don't know, like I try to play a lot of new games
Mm-hmm.
too, or like new to me games. So like for example, the first time I played like Symphony of the Night, it was like, oh, this is like a masterpiece. What the hell was I doing?
Mm.
Um, I guess it, I guess like in terms of like impact or stuff, like I, I'm not gonna lie, when I like teared up a little bit at the end of the I guess I'd end at the end of the both Somnium Files games. Probably put that one there.
Mm.
Um, but another impact that like I've been like chasing this high with horror games. I played the first Resident Evil. There was other there was a weird chatter, but the first Resident Evil, I remember feeling this like tension because I hadn't really played a lot of horror games like outside of stream, but I remember just like running out of typewriter tape or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or like a typewriter ribbon. I had no typewriter ribbon, and I'm just like, well, I just got to find the next place that I'm gonna go, and I hope I don't die. And it was like really, really uh, scary. Like I was actually legitimately like, oh my god, am I gonna actually be able to do this? Because if I die, I have to start all over again. So, um, I would say that's probably another one that really, really got to me.
Oh yeah. Um. Okay. What has been one of the most memorable moments streaming? And
I
it.
mean, we talked a little bit about the Hiromi incident that people are never gonna let me forget. um, that's definitely up there. I think I've done like two. I did I did two like 24-hour streams, and those are always crazy because it's just like I don't know. It's not very healthy. If you're a streamer, don't do it. Just do a 12-hour stream. It's not gonna wreck your body. It's not gonna wreck your sleep schedule. It's enough. But like when you're awake at like 2 in the morning and like just trying to go, I think I remember the last one I did. It was crazy too, because like if you go that long, you get so many lurkers. And I remember like it's starting to be the more like I remember like almost losing it and wanting to like quit like at 2 in the morning. And then like Moonkei, one of my mods, was nice enough to like be with me, and then we were playing like the first East for the like turbo graphics, which was really weird, but I really appreciate him just keeping me up and keep going. And then we played Super Mario World, and I like looked down, I was like, oh shit, there's like 100 people here. That's crazy.
Wow.
So that was a very surreal experience because I'm just like, I'm sorry guys. I'm so tired. Thank you for hanging out. You know what I mean? Like basically anytime anybody chatted, just like constantly apologizing for like not being on my A game. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I think my tracking. Okay, good. No, for a little bit probably, but not for a lot. It's all kind of a blur, but I think those kind of stick out to me. Um, a lot of model debuts. I was really happy about the maid stream too because we kind of I don't know if GK talked about it. I think about this stream a lot. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. GK did a like visual novel quote unquote Valentine's Day stream.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would had it where she would go to all the locations and then like a poll widget and like she kind of like acted it out and then the poll widget would be like, "Okay, chat, what do you want to do?" right? Like and so to be able to like do a version of that for the Maid Cafe stream, I think was really awesome as well. I wanted to put up the VOD. I keep on talking about it, but I'm like I can't show anybody because the VOD's not on YouTube.
uh, yeah, in Woodcastle. Uh,
Hey, Woody.
so is okay because I was trying to find. So is the Hiromi instance? So is that from?
That's from when I did the hentai game that we were
Okay,
talking about
so this
earlier.
character is it? Hold on.
There's a dragon in my wagon, and I don't mean to be bragging about the best tail wagon dragon in a wagon.
I'm trying to find it because you said it was a. Okay,
Dokusei.
Oh, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the follow, Woodcastle.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I maybe found them. Hold on. Let me put them on screen. Don't worry, they're.
Why are you trying to traumatize me?
I try
There's
to traumatize all my guests.
There's not yet, Larry.
Is that them?
That is the PC 98 version.
Oh.
So we did the remake. Also, they added the subtitle "Bangin' Summer."
Oh.
Just in case you oh yeah, so yeah, that's the PC 98
Okay. I was wondering because
one.
I was seeing a
It's the one with the blue hair. It's that's her.
Okay, hopefully this isn't it. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, I was singing a jokes, a bangin' summer. I was like, is that on Steam? See, I went through that version as opposed to okay, let me
Apparently she got thicker in the remake. I don't know why Visual Novel DB keeps track of measurements, but there you go.
should I leave her right on screen next to you?
Sure, if you want.
I'll leave her in the corner over here, or I'll put her down and put her next to your heart.
Oh yeah, thanks.
I'll just be in the corner. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. If I can find my list of questions again. All right, there we are. I'm so thankful I have at least 2 monitors. I remember back when I had 1 monitor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it without. Yeah. I mean, technically I have 7 as part of my stream setup, but
yeah, I remember when I first like did a second monitor of like, oh wait, I think I can do this, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm never going back.
No.
I can't do one. I do pretty good off of the 2. And though sometimes I'm like, man, a third would be good, but I just
Yeah, you should get
I
three.
I could not
Three.
do the room or what. I just could not. There's no
You
room or
gotta
whatever.
no, you get the monitor arms. That's the pro tip.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ever. Oh, though trying to get them on because like the desk I use is
Oh yeah, if you can't clamp, that's you're not gonna have a good time.
yeah. I
So
have
yeah.
to like my mic is clamped on uh like on a different piece of furniture.
Oh geez. Okay.
So
Yeah, yeah,
it's 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 kind of I I country bolds make do. Seriously, got some change. Um, why did I say that? Anyway, I'm in causing emotional damage in myself. Why am I doing that? I do that a
yeah. Next
lot, honestly.
question.
Yeah, good. Um, I can have an existential crisis later after. Um, okay. So, what has been your uh favorite collaborative event that you've taken part in?
I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but the maid stream,
Hmm.
100%, just because I it was just such a crazy it was a crazy concept, and then we got to execute on it, which was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think other than that, man, I'd have to like go through and like look through all of. This is my problem now that I'm such an old man in the streamer space. I can't be like, oh yeah, like whatever. But yeah, I think that one is pretty good. Also, I guess like a second place would be we did like an Ace Attorney dub. Um, scheduling was a nightmare, but it was fun to get a lot of people from IGTN to do the Ace Attorney. The we were doing the first one, so it was pretty cool.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, wait. I did see a question, and also, yeah, we are. If you have any questions that you do want to ask, please put those in the chat. Because we are winding. We are gonna start to be winding down. So, uh, and we want to make sure we get any questions you may have. But Ike and Echo was asking if you could eat any of the desserts, which one? And I'm
Let me
guessing it's the
see.
one in the
Let me.
back. I'll scooch over so.
Uh, I think eyeing. I can't really see like the burger. Like, I don't know the contents of the burger. So I'm thinking the one with the strawberries and the chocolate icing.
Okay, little cakes.
Like, yeah. I think maybe if I can point. No, wrong hand. Oh, I'd have to recal on this hand. Can I do pinky? No, or this one. There we go.
Yeah,
Wait. No. Whatever. You guys know. Don't even worry
yeah.
about
They're
it.
little cakes. I think some of those are macaroons, and there's the little.
Yeah.
They kind of look like on the third. They do have like, I think those are like some finger sandwiches, maybe, and then on the top, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Uh, what is asking? Uh, do you have a fave artist when that you commission a lot?
Um, I mean, in terms of models, I really like the guy that I work with. His name's Emergent Comics. Um, he's always done right by me. In terms of like visual art, I would actually like to make a relationship with more artists that I could just send like shit posty ideas and kind of get funny things back. But there's a Japanese guy called Inouin Sand, uh, who I commission for like a lot of stuff.
Mm.
I really like how he draws Swolecat and draws the bays, and I always try to give him a lot of money, and then he ends up just drawing more, and I'm like, you didn't have to. So that's
Didn't I feel like giving him more money because he was, and then he draws
it
more.
artists are so weird, man. Sometimes I'm just like, look, no, you're not doing this for free or anything like that. I'm paying you. Like, I insist. Like, um, the person who did like my Mobian model, I was like, hey, like I have another idea that I kind of like want you to do, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And they're like, well, since you already did two, like let me do this one for free. I'm like, no, you did the last one for free. I insisted on paying you, but you wouldn't take my money. But yeah.
uh, okay. And was that? I want to make sure I get everything. Okay. Uh, right. So, what is short term? What are some streaming goals? What streaming goals do you have?
Um, I have a I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm not sure if it was on stream or not, but I'm gonna I have a really big thing that is changing stuff, and I don't want to like spoil besides that. I've kind of I don't know, like, because I feel like probably a lot of people are like, oh, I want to hit this many followers or whatever or stuff like that, and I I don't know, because sometimes I'm like, oh, well, I want to hit 2,000 followers, but I feel like if I just keep streaming, then eventually that will happen. So, uh, I kind of don't really like think about that anymore. And like, I don't know, I'd like to make good videos.
Hmm.
That was a really roundabout way of saying that, but I would like to make good videos, and I would like to keep on making crazy stuff. I I think right now my stream setup, there's a lot of stuff like under the iceberg.
Hmm.
Um and I think I would like with the next thing there's going to be a lot more of the iceberg exposed. So hopefully that helps, but I don't know if that will um I don't know, man. Like to be honest, I'm just lately I'm feeling like what is success? How do I achieve it? I don't even know anymore.
You're gonna do a collaborative with like Windigoon to go through the Swolecat iceberg or whatever
uh
instead of some horrible. Instead of like disturbing movies, it's the Swolecat iceberg. Which one's
I
crazier?
mean, I feel like at this point I've streamed enough where you probably could do that, but uh I don't know, like I feel like I don't really have much overlap with Wendigo. I mean like I know who he is and all that other stuff, but I'm just like I don't know. I don't cover horror stuff. Like I covered obscure obscure retro hardware stuff. That's what I cover. I want to do there's a couple of videos I want to do on like I want to do one on EDF and I want to do one on dot hack, but I've
Ooh,
also
nice.
like
Oh yeah, dot hack would be great.
don't give me any credit. Don't be like that's a good idea because if I get too much of that, then I won't do it. You know
Oh,
what I mean? No, it's I'm joking. That's fine. Um,
okay. So I
but
should do the opposite then. Okay, no, don't do that. Dot hack sucks. Does that
but
ensure that you
it's
will do it?
there's so much media that like I want to do another one where it's like I did all the things, right? I cover all the things like the Densha de Go
Hmm.
stuff, but at the same time it's like a lot of work and I don't want to even like start thinking about it because it's like, well, I want to play the game. I want to like stream all the games, but then I have like I probably have like the next 6 months of content like kind of planned in my mind, so
Hmm.
I can't.
Nice. Okay. I feel there was, and also I think that question kind of because my next question is any long-term streaming goals, but it kind of sounded like that was.
I
Yeah.
mean, super long term, it'd be cool if I could quit my job.
Yeah.
But I don't see that in the cards.
Right. You never know. Uh,
I mean, I'm
if you
getting a
make,
Virgil bump, so you
yeah,
know.
you just gotta. You just got to make that, dot hack thing. Who knows? Maybe that's the video that makes you go viral.
No, Densha was supposed to be the video. We already tried that.
Buff cat with nipples explains dot hack.
Oh, it was really funny because somebody was like, I like halfway, like after I had recorded like most of the script or whatever, then I got a conductor suit, and somebody in the comments were like, "You should have recorded with the conductor suit." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that, and the timing didn't work out, but I should have." So I'm like, I think I might get like just set some models for those, and then record the like video like that would probably make a lot more sense. So I'm thinking for like Swole Cat, it would be like Orca, but
Mm,
I might have um one of my other characters be Kite, and then just do the model as that and see how that goes.
right.
Um,
Okay. Akaneko was asking, how many threads is too many threads?
um never enough. I think also Moonke asked what my favorite model and assistant that I have.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you for catching that. I can. Okay.
um Favorite model. You're gonna make me look at the website, aren't you? For assistants, I actually still really like Swole Bay a lot. For model right now, at this very moment, I really like the Maid Swole Cat Abomination. I just think it's really funny. I have a model where it's like Swole Bay's body with the cat fur and stuff, and then this head, which is really funny for the and like it's in a maid outfit, so it's really stupid, but it's also really cursed. So that one's my favorite.
Make Hiromi your new assistant. Hello,
Uh,
hello, Swole Senpai. Be your
okay,
assistant.
that's basically stuff that Swolbe would say. I don't know how much you've seen all that, but like that's why I don't know. Lately, I've been having real fun with just like, okay, what is this character's motivation? How do they interact with each other and stuff like that. So, but
uh,
she Swolbe's a weeb, so she talks like that actually unironically.
oh gosh. I, I will say the hardest thing. It's funny. So like I don't. The hardest thing or whatever recently, as far as like voice acting, has had to be like recently when going through The Hobbit. The 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 trickiest part was like all the different dwarves, because, and it's gonna sound weird, but the thing is, so because in the books they're kind of like, there's like, what is it, there's 13 dwarf, or excuse me, there's 14 dwarves. No, wait, there's 13 dwarves, and really you don't really get, except for like occasional one or two, they're more kind of treated as a collective of dwarves other than Thorn Oakenshield, the dude. So
Yeah.
I would run into this case of, oh, now a singular specific dwarf is being mentioned. What the crap did I decide on with their voices? Because basically I had
That
kind of like, I had I had a specific voice for like Thorn Oakenshield, and then the rest I was kind of like, I okay, maybe Philly and Killy are kind of like this, but then the others I was like, I can't keep track of any of them.
Yeah, it's yeah, I ran into that issue with Xenogears too. I'm just like it's like at a certain point there's too many characters, and it's like this is why like movies don't just have one actor, right? Like it's like it's just too much, and you're just like, all right, whatever, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So
Yeah. Well, it's one thing if it's like, at least if there's like a very specific kind of like differentiating thing and I can make in my head. But
hmm
just in The Hobbit, they're just kind of like, most of them are just kind of, they're like just collective dwarf other than Thorn, Oak, and Shield. And, and yeah, the rest are just kind of like amalgamate sort of like in there or whatever in terms of like voice or whatever. Occasionally you'll have like one mention, but that's about it. They don't really have they don't have like very like distinctive like fleshed out like in the main Lord of the Rings. There's not you don't have like a specific there's Aragorn, there's Legolas, there's
yeah,
Gimli.
yeah,
They're all very distinctive like characters. And which in The Hobbit it's more of like Thorin Oakenshield, dwarves, and then Bilbo, and then Gandalf for half the book, and then he like says, "I'm gonna be
yeah.
off for a while. I'll come back at
Yeah,
the end. I'll come back at the end. Don't worry,
he
you'll be
does
fine."
that in the main book too, right? Where it's like, peace out. Sorry, I gotta go on my own journey. I'm gonna become, Gandalf the White. I'm
Well,
sorry,
to
I've
be
fall
fair, it
down a
was like,
hole.
"I'm sorry, I was locked in mortal combat with the." At least in that one, he's like, "I was locked
Yeah,
in mortal combat with the
the Balrog,
yeah the
right?
Balrog." Gary Oldman actually plays every character in every movie. This is
That's
true.
true.
Well, him and Daniel Day Lewis, they're they play all the characters. It's either Gary Oldman or Daniel Day Lewis. Um, okay. So if you could collab with one famous streamer, who would you pick?
Um, I think doing something with like Pay Money Wubby would be crazy. I mean, again, to be fair, it's like I try to think of like nowadays who would be like Girl would have been cool, but but it's like that, there's absolutely no way that's happening anymore. But because I don't know, I just think like what would the content be? How would I even do it? Um, like that's actually like the biggest problem I have with like trying to figure out like what collabs are. It's like, well, what do you do? Uh, Asmongold, nah, I don't think Asmongold and I have the same vibe at all.
I
Um,
I think you would get like the stink attached to you even like through the internet. I think
yeah,
you could
probably.
smell the dead rat through the dead rat alarm clock through the Discord
I
call.
mean, it's funny because he is somewhere in my city, so like I think I have a vague idea of where most of those OTK guys live,
Oh gosh.
but I have no desire, so I might meet that man. Probably not. He leaves the house less than I do, so like probably not. Um, so I don't know, right? Like I guess yeah, I guess for VTuber pick it would be Gura or let's face it, like in 3 months from now she's
Yeah.
gonna come back as Senzawa, right?
Yeah.
Like Senzawa will ride again, cool, and then I guess like IRL pick.
That's the thing about like I can't be like as like emotional whatever about like most graduations because it's gonna be like in 2 months they're just gonna be coming. We know they're coming back.
So, but can I have an unconventional pick for like? Because I feel like I have my like big streamer, and then I have like VTuber. Can I have like a third pick?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. You,
Because this guy doesn't stream at all, but it would be actually amazing if I could be on Game Center CX, which is a Japanese show that's been running for like ever. It was kind of like some people call it like the first like Let's Play,
mm-hmm.
because basically it's this, the premise is that a Japanese comedian is stuck in a room for like 12 hours and he has to beat a retro game.
Mm.
and there's other segments and stuff like that, and but like that's the main premise, and like he's really funny, so that would be cool.
That does sound like an interesting thing. An interesting that does sound like an interesting concept. Yeah, I could see why that's a long running thing. Um,
Yeah, it's well, it's fun too because it's like old games, and it's been running for like ever.
mm,
Um, it's nuts. I like I got I stopped like what because I have to watch through like subs and stuff like that, and I stopped watching because the episode that like they teased, I was like, oh, I want to watch all the episodes, and then I couldn't find the sub. But I think I found it. I think I just gotta watch it. But
mm. Okay. What advice would you give to people considering streaming and or VTubing?
don't spend a lot of money, especially when you're first starting out. Other than that, also, I don't know. I feel like you'll probably have a better time if you like don't just be like, I'm just gonna stream video game and have some idea of what kind of content you want to make. I guess I feel like I don't know. I feel like usually like YouTubers have it a little bit easier because like a lot of the time they're like nobody's like I want to start YouTube channel and like have no idea for like what they want to do for videos, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with streamers and like myself included, I'm not, you know, I think this is a very common thing where it's like, oh, I just wanted to stream games and kind of hang out. But I feel like I don't know. It's a journey that I go on, so maybe do that instead. Don't worry about don't listen to what I have to say and just do it. That's the other thing, I guess. Just do
Mm,
it.
okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Once again, been with Swolecat, um, and their waifu Hiromi-chan or whatever over there. Um,
Hiromi-chan.
it will.
It will.
Um,
Oh
but
no.
uh, I forgot you could literally do that because you have the three. Um, uh, uh, but so if you'd like to give yourself, maybe with uh, so do you have any, I guess, upcoming things you want to let people know about, or the special streams coming up for people to tune
Yeah,
into?
so tomorrow the IGT, including myself, is going to be doing a kind of like Mystery Science 3K sort of ish vibe with the Sonic OVA on Jackie stream, and then yeah, Neko is correct. We're gonna do a model reveal. So Sonic Dub is tomorrow, and then model reveal on Sunday,
Ooh,
which will be really cool. So you're not gonna want to miss it. It turned out really well.
ooh, nice, nice, nice. Um, okay. So, once again, thanks everyone that came by. I really appreciate it. This has been episode 14 of Spilling the Tea with our guest, Swolecat. Yes, yes. Make sure to tune us in for next time.